Hello. Thank you so much for joining me today. Look what the cat dragged in. A slideshow of the cost of medical services, Germany versus United States. Oh boy. This ought to be good. And I'm very stoked about this one, guys. I'm very stoked because this slideshow actually shows the total cost versus the out-of-pocket expenses. Hopefully for both Germany and the United States. That's a lot of good information because I'm not going to lie. While obviously it's easy to admit and concede that America's healthcare system is a disaster, there is some misleading stuff on the internet, like on YouTube and stuff, where it's like, how much does, it cost to give birth in America? And they'll be like, 40 grand. It costs 40 grand. And it kind of implies that, like, the average American giving birth pays 40 grand out of pocket, which is not true. Now, of course, that's what they're billing the insurance company. Now, of course, I understand that they bill the insurance company that much, these super high prices, so that raises the premiums for all Americans that are insured, and it's a disaster. I get that. And insurance costs a boatload here in America. But the point is, we get a lot of information here. Okay, I'm excited. Let's do it. Let's see the truth, Let's see just how bad it actually is. Whoa, what did I do? I'm back. All right, let's see. MRI scan. Oh, boy. Germany total, 675 euros. Germany out of pocket, 0. And then, look at the USA bar. Come on. The fuck? USA total, 2,500. That's what they bill insurance. The out of pocket typical with insurance, $350. I'm just thinking of the implications of this. It's just kind of crazy. It's crazy. But you can see what I mean, the total cost. It's just disgusting to me that you pay an arm and a leg as an American, you pay an arm and a leg to be insured. Maybe $1,000 a month for good insurance. And then you need to use the insurance, and they still charge you hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars for something as simple as an MRI scan. Hundreds of dollars. For an insured person. Like, what is my insurance doing? Because in Germany, the total cost is 675 euros. I have insurance. I paid more than that. I paid this month for my insurance more than the total cost of the MRI in Germany. And yet you're still going to charge me $350 more dollars? Sorry. Okay, let's move on. We're just on slide 1. I need to calm down. I can't afford a trip to the doctor. I can't afford a heart attack. Childbirth. Oh, hey, it's childbirth. This is a good one. Germany total $4,500. Out of pocket, 0. There are pictures missing. Oh, well. I know what a baby looks like. $0. Sorry. USA, $18,500. USA, out of pocket. So this is what they actually bill. I mean, I don't need to explain this anymore. But this is what they bill you, You get home with your baby, and you get the bill. You get a baby and a bill. $2,563. You've been paying out your ass every month for your insurance, and you still get slapped with $2,563. Now, of course, there is more to it than even just that. American healthcare insurance, of course, insurance in general, they make it very complicated, My point is just that you can, under, any given insurance, reach your maximum out of pocket for the year, and then insurance will cover, I don't know, I've never reached it. I'm not an insurance expert, but from that point, I guess they'll cover most of the cost. Maybe all of it. Anyway, so this is like assuming you haven't reached your full amount for the year. You get slapped with that $2,500. And that amount can vary hugely. It totally depends how much you pay a month. Depends on how much your maximum out of pocket. will be for the year. You know, if you're only paying $400, $500 a month, then your max out of pocket for the year is probably going to be like, this is all very complicated with Obamacare and stuff. Like at least there is Obamacare where if you're poorer, then you get cheaper deductibles, cheaper premiums, that you're paying every month. So it kind of is, I don't know, it's confusing. But anyway, you're paying an arm and a leg no matter what. And if you're only paying, if you get the cheap plan, then your maximum out of pocket might be like 20 grand for the year or something. I don't freaking know. Let's move on. Appendectomy. Removing of the appendix, maybe. 15,000 euros in Germany. I'm scared to read that number all the way on the right for the USA. It only cost 40 euros out of pocket. Man, that must be nice. USA total, $58,000. Now, what are they doing in this removal of the appendix? I'm just going to make sure that's what this is. Appendectomy. It is what it is. Yeah, it's a cervical. Yep. Removing the appendix. Why does it cost 4 times more in America? Huh? Why? Huh? And okay, I wish this was converted. This is euros. This is a USD. But, the conversion rate's relatively similar-ish. So whatever. It's similar. 4 times more in America. 3-4 times more. You know what I mean? What the hell's going on? What the hell's going on? It's almost like the capitalist structure, as much as I love it. It doesn't really work with healthcare, where competition doesn't really work. It doesn't really work. You can't choose what hospital you go to when you're dying. And there's only one hospital. It doesn't really work, does it? It doesn't work that good. Holy shit, guys. In Germany, patients only pay 10 euros a day for hospital stays, capped at 28 days per year. Capped at 28 days per year? What happens after 28 days per year? A typical 4-day recovery costs the patient just 40 euros. That's all you're paying for. 10 euros a day just to stay in the hospital. Meanwhile, over here in America, out-of-pocket costs $1,800. $1,800 to get your appendix out. But you can see why, in the videos, you might see a video that's like, how much does it cost in America to get your appendix out? $58,000. But it's not like Joe Blow, who's, got a job, so he's got insurance, and he's not being billed $58,000. Obviously, that literally doesn't make sense. That wouldn't work. People don't just have $58,000 every time they need their appendix removed. So they're being charged $1,800, which is freaking bad enough, isn't it? It's bad enough. I'm not saying it's good. It's not good. It's horrible. It's bad enough. Anyway, let's move on. And the insurance is being paid $58,000. Now, the weird thing is that if you're uninsured, you actually get a special rate that's way cheaper than what the insurance is billed. Okay? If you're uninsured, you get a way cheaper rate. How do I know? Because I was uninsured. You got to call and ask for the uninsured rate. All of a sudden, they're like, oh, you're uninsured. Okay. We'll do it for 20 grand. I don't know. I didn't have my appendix removed or anything like that. Let's move on. I don't know why the pictures aren't working, guys, but do we really need to see a new hip? I'll show you a hip. Bony hip. Hip replacement, 24 grand in America. In Germany. Damn. Oh, this one does have the USD, the USD sign. A little bit weird. Germany out of pocket. Only 100 euros, and you're just paying. I can see you're just paying for the stay at the hospital. It's freaking insane. USA, 40 grand for the hip. Not actually nearly as much of a discrepancy. Still crazy. Almost double, but not as bad as some of these other ones. For whatever reason, this is like 10, not 10 times. This is like four times more, almost four and a half times more. Whereas this one is like double. Yay! USA out of pocket, $5,140. Wonderful. Holy shit, guys. I just saw this number. Holy shit. Heart bypass. 28 grand. 28 grand. But you only pay 140 euros. In America, $145,000. Whoa, man. See this? An American patient likely maxes out their annual deductible, paying thousands. That's what I'm saying, the maximum out-of-pocket deductible. Yes, it's the deductible. It's what people call it, the deductible. They'll say, have you reached your deductible this year? You know? It creates this weird incentive structure where it's like, hey, I've been wanting to get my hip looked at for 3 years. I guess I'll finally do it because I got cancer this year, so I've met my deductible. So I might as well go to the doctor and finally get my hip looked at because I've reached my deductible for the year. You know, that's the incentive structure we have set up. It's pretty screwed up. So then ironically, you have, it's just twisted up. The incentives are all twisted up if you think about it. Like people who are already going to the hospital, who have already been to the hospital a bunch, are incentivized to go more. Then you have people who haven't gone at all, which was me, you know, back when I was uninsured. I didn't get anywhere near my deductible because I wasn't going at all. And they have to pay the most if they do go. Explain that one. It's kind of stupid. But as you can see, the USA out of pocket, only $2,800. Angioplasty. That's something to do with the heart, right? What is that? Minimally invasive procedure to open narrowed, blocked arteries, restoring blood flow. It's important. Germany, 35 grand. Out of pocket, 20 euros. I can see a theme here, you know, it basically just costs you however much. $10, you know, $10 a day. God. USA, it'll cost 95 grand and you're out of pocket 1,800. 1,800. The German patient pays 20 euros out of pocket compared to the 1,800 copay in the US. I love that term, the copay. Here's your copay. You pay this and we'll pay this. Deal? No. Why am I paying anything? What do you mean? I already pay you the insurance. I pay for the insurance every month. I don't know. It's all stupid. It's just all stupid. Knee replacement, $20K in Germany. Out of pocket, $100. USA, actually not that far off. $35K. The out-of-pocket. I'm seeing a theme here with the out-of-pocket cost of being about $2,000 in America. Sort of interesting. I wonder why that is. For a lot of things, the average out-of-pocket is about $2,000. Rehabilitation is key for knee replacements. Oh, yes, the money does not end. That's actually a really important factor. In America, you know, something like rehabilitation just compounds the amount of money. Yeah. Whereas in Germany, you're only paying, you know, essentially marginal difference. Just adding a few days, 10 euros for your rehabilitation. I mean, here in America, you're stacking up, even just to show up, $30 to $50 copay per session. Per session. So that's probably $1,000 by the end of it. C-section delivery. Germany, 4,300. But the out-of-pocket is zero. Zero. How is it zero? You don't even have to pay for the stay? USA, $22,600. They must be using a diamond-plated knife when they do the C-section in America, because it costs 5 times more than what it does in Germany. USA insured out of pocket, $3,071. Happy birthday to your baby. Sorry we had to slice you up. $3,000, please. I know you're having to take off time from work to take care of your newborn. And your work didn't give you any maternity leave. Well, they don't have to. Sorry. $3,000, please. Okay. General practitioner visit, Germany, 50 euros. Out of pocket, 0. USA, total 175. Out of pocket, 35. 35. The out of pocket is almost the same as the German total. Interesting. This kind of goes to show you just why like American doctors are so rich. Just seeing an American doctor, they charge $175, whereas in Germany they only charge $50. A $35 copay is standard, which can discourage frequent visits for minor issues. Absolutely. But kind of the demented thing about it is that it only discourages people on the low end of the income spectrum. If you're a millionaire, then $35 ain't exactly cutting into your budget. It's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. It's kind of like speeding tickets and stuff, It doesn't affect this freaking rich, spoiled brat in the Lamborghini if he has to pay $300. He doesn't care. It's the poor person. It was me in the 99 Camry who went 8 miles over the speed limit, and you got to pay $300. That's who it affects. Sorry. What am I talking about? I forget. Let's move on. Insulin. This is a big one. Germany, $11. Germany out of pocket, 5 to 10 euros. 10 euros. I like how it's 10 euros. Germany's like, we'll pay $1 on that one. We'll pay $1 toward your insulin. I don't know. It's so cheap. It's obviously kind of irrelevant. USA, $98. Why is it 10 times more expensive just to get insulin? Isn't that a commodity? I mean, I don't know anything about insulin, but why? Why is it? Why is it 10 times more? Because that's just a drug. That's not even a service. So explain to me why it would cost more. The Zazulang. German patients pay a statutory copay of 10% of the drug cost, but min 5 and max 10. Oh, okay, got it. USA, $35 cap is a recent improvement for seniors, but many privately insured Americans still pay significantly more until hitting deductibles. Oh, so this is only for people on Medicare. $35. Totally depends on your insurance, what you might actually pay for insulin. Awesome. What is this? The starkest is contrast in out-of-pocket expenses. While U.S. patients navigate deductibles, co-insurance, and copays, often totaling thousands, German patients typically face nominal fees capped at 1% or 2% of income. Wow. 1 or 2% of income. Incredible. That's incredible. Or pay nothing at all. That's the last slide. Wowie. That was fun. Not for me. Hopefully for you. Damn. That's crazy. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.